Welcome to Menage with the MariJayne Maven podcast, where we spark up conversation, verbal elation, stimulation, share our situations, temptations, education, relaxations, and elevations. What's up? What's up? Hey, everybody. This is the MariJayne Maven with the birthday girl in the house tonight.
Vida.
Giving you life.
Yes.
This is all about life. It's her birthday. So this week we are just kind of chilling. We're going to have a little birthday celebration, a little girls' time, a little chit chat. Really just kind of give you guys an insight into our friendship, which has now developed, of course, as you can see, into a partnership in the cannabis realm. So I wanted to first, I have to. You guys know we have to do it. The black version of Happy Birthday. We have to. So I'll just do a little bit. So
Okay.
everybody gonna sing with me in here?
Happy birthday.
You sing to
I'll
yourself?
sing it with you,
I like
yeah.
that. It's just
Right.
happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday. Yeah.
All
Hey, remix.
Thank you.
Migos. No, I'm just kidding. All right, so
Last night when we were eating dinner and it was my daughter's birthday and they're like,
that's right.
oh, it's her birthday, to give her like a candle or something. Or dad's like, but no singing. We're like,
your
thank you.
not
No,
your
we were
birthday.
also like, thank you for saying it. We don't want restaurants singing. We don't really like that.
Please better turn it
No,
up. It's
I
her
don't mind
birthday.
my table singing with me,
Oh,
like
you're
my
saying, like,
friends. Yeah, I don't
everybody.
want you to go get the employees from doing what they're already doing to do a half heart.
birthday,
Yeah, stop
everybody.
it.
Yeah, all
Go.
that. They
yeah,
hate it.
Bye.
They legit hate that. So
Yeah.
I'm
and so
sure
do
they're
I.
fine.
So
Yeah. So how old is your daughter? What would you tell us
she's
about her?
13.
Ooh.
Like that scary
I'm
movie.
sorry.
Have you seen
Yeah.
that? Yeah.
That movie was bananas.
I know.
This is why we're friends. See, we're never talking about this.
Yeah, no, that movie was crazy. I like those chicks that made that movie, though.
Yeah.
They worked really hard to build that project on their own, so I can dig that,
I just remember watching it and I was like,
But
the fuck, was I
it's-
doing that at 13? Remember when I was going to give dome and shit? I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But that was a very true
Mm-hmm.
depiction of what it's like for a teenage girl.
Mm.
You are trying to find out where you fit in. You have girls that, their boobs are bigger, they're, shapelier, and you're trying to, fit in with that. It's very interesting, as I always thought, like, boys
Trying to
don't have to deal with that,
friends,
but boys do. Boys definitely do have that same experience, but just not like on the cattiness level that,
Right.
us-
Well,
us
just trying to
females
have
do.
friends and know who you are, see where you fit in and feel good about yourself, have a good time.
That's it.
Doing
I mean,
that through other people, like you
doing
use
that
your
at 30.
friends, your friends are important.
That's your
Right, so-
entire life. Like, you don't care what your parents have to say, but your friends are your
So I
main
think that was the
source
one
of
thing
everything.
I took away from that was that someone young, their friends are a big influence. So the parent wasn't checking for the friends,
Yeah.
too.
Well,
Not
mom
that
had
you
her
can
own shit
really
going on, yeah.
control those choices
What
sometimes.
year did that come
but,
out? Because that's pretty scary. For that would have to be like 6, 7, 8 years ago.
Oh no, it's way older than that. Don't get.
Oh
the
yeah,
line
we've been
about the
together a while.
time,
We saw that together,
uh,
but let's see.
know.
We're gonna ask good old Auntie Google.
Right, but I love my friends, so I
Damn,
can dig it.
2003.
But I always was good at picking friends. I never, I picked the realest people. Like I still have them in my life because I knew how to choose them.
Well, that's good. That's something that, if I would have met you back in the day, you should have been able to teach me. I lived in Oak Grove, so I was, like they used to call me, I was the speck of pepper in all the salt. Yeah. So I definitely didn't have that foresight to be able to pick people. I thought because I knew them for so long that they were my friends.
Right.
Unfortunately, when something happened, and we'll talk about that like in another episode, but when something happened to me and everybody turned really quickly and the rumors started and all that, I realized real quick, these motherfuckers are not my friends.
everybody's your
I
friend.
don't need to know them. I will not think about them. And what's funny now is I will tell you this. I see some of them now, these girls that were the hot girls and the ones that I was jealous of back in the day. Y'all look like
Right.
y'all done had a hard life. I look a good 15, 17, 18
I mean,
years younger.
right, like for real, some of
So-
these fools, you know, they're having strokes and stuff, you know, in their 40s or late 30s, you know, their attitude was bad. They caused their own strokes. No offense, but
Right.
it happens,
Hey,
you know, like not every stroke does the individual cause. Right,
Have to do it, yeah,
but
yeah.
there are strokes that we
called
cause
karma.
for ourselves for sure, with bad
called karma.
attitude and negativity and karma and just rudeness. You know, getting
Yeah.
your pressure up, being rude.
Yes, yes. So definitely agree with that. Sorry, I'm just tapping for the lighter because it is that time.
It is, and you're
For
gonna.
our
So give us your quote, so we know.
Spark and
what the
salutations. Well, it's very
subject
easy
is right
because,
now,
like I
'cause we've been
said,
talking about it.
this episode is just gonna be, girlfriends, like the show
Right.
Girlfriends. Did you watch that? That was so
Friends.
good. Those are my
Right.
friends.
What about your friends?
So, oh God, that was the worst. No. So it's very simple, and we all know it. And one of my favorite characters in one of my all-time favorite movies said it: "A friend with weed is a friend indeed."
Yes, yes.
If you guys are down with the know-how, then you guys know exactly what movie and what character I'm talking about. What'd you say? No.
Do you know it? Did she say friend with weed?
All
is a
right,
friend
all right,
indeed? Do
all
you know?
right. Nope. You were fired.
Oh.
He says that when he asked. Yeah. Okay. So anywho,
What movie? Wait, what movie? I missed it.
Dazed and Confused.
Oh, Dazed and Confused. See, the only thing I remember from Dazed and Confused is when he's like, I'm about to get my second win. Let me get up out of here. I'm about to get my second win. And it's like, oh my God, you know.
That movie is like legit. I could watch it back to back to back to back back to back all day. So what we want to do today is we started kind of talking about it. When we talk a lot through text.
Yeah.
But when we do get on the phone, time stands still,
Right.
and we go from one conversation to the next.
We cover ground.
Yes, we cover ground. We talk about the most random shit ever. But I wanted to. I mean, I just have to. We're going to go ahead and spark up,
Okay.
and we're going to talk about a
'Cause
lot
you're a
of.
friend with weed.
We're going to have some CannaConvos today, and we're going to talk about some of the bullshit that's been going on in our culture. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to let the birthday girl start with the first one, because when you said it, I was like, yes, let's please talk about it.
Oh, was it Fizz and April and Moniece? Because my gripe is Moniece.
I love Moniece.
Yeah.
She's crazy, and she knows she's crazy. But she always has good points. Like 80% of the time, she has good points.
I think she should settle down for her own health.
Look, she can't decide. She
I'm
was
falling apart, and it's like, really? Oh God!
I mean, she has to get a check. She knows exactly what she's
Is
doing.
this
She
like
has to
when
keep the
she
drama.
fell down when she couldn't sing? Like when that happened, when the studio
that,
time made her
girl.
faint?
Like, who has a fit? Because like,
I'm gonna
just
sound
everything-
really
yeah.
bad. She melt.
Stop it. Like, if anything, she should be trying to like. Moniece is beautiful. Do something else, girl. Don't use this. Well, you probably did with your butt. But usually she's, like I said, she's smart. She's crafty.
Okay, but you're clowning on Fizz, and I'm not gonna lie. Out of all of B2K, I
That
always
was my
wanted a
bad.
Fizz
Fizz,
lesson.
man.
Everybody was like,
I love little Fizz, okay?
So okay, you're
So
clowning
this hurts
on
me.
him, but
So
you're
this really
still-
does, 'cause
you're
it's-
still
she's a
talking
weenie.
about him. So just like keep it pushing, baby.
Well, I don't like how
that's
she's just
I
all
feel.
on social media. Like, she doesn't have any kids, anybody,
Right.
like patting
Her
her for JJ
her
and
son
talking about
is
how
watching.
good it is.
He loves his dad. He loves his mom. I'm sure. Kids are probably bringing it up to him, and
Well, like,
Just
So
leave it alone, girl. And I like Fizz and April's strange, secretive dynamic.
one,
I was hoping she.
I think Mona
pregnant
was
with a
like, "Hey, this is what
disrespectful
y'all
baby.
doing this season," and then it turned into something else. Little Fizz knows what to do to stay on this damn show. Like, you weren't on the show originally, and you just came on here, and that is your job. That is your job. But yeah, that whole situation is pretty crazy.
Yeah.
I know that I've seen on all the vlogs that I follow, and like my favorite one of my favorite ones. I was telling you, Lovely T. She's hella funny, but she was talking about it, and the way that she breaks it down, she hurts their feelings. It's like if their feelings don't get hurt by what she says, then
well, that's kind of the
It's
goal
funny.
of those shows. My sister has some that she watches, and I mean, they make me laugh my ass off, but they do say really aggressive things that I
mean,
think
and
I
hers
might
is
regret
aggressively
a little
the
bit
truth,
later.
though. That's
And
what it is
the
with
truth.
her.
It's the aggressive truth. I just, like I can do that, but I prefer to do that in private. Do you know what I mean? I'm more
Well,
to make those kinds of jokes.
Speaking
At
of that,
home.
though, we definitely did kind of roast
Ooh.
Mr. Tip Harris.
Oh yeah.
And
Well,
as
he
this
deserved
whole-
that when he had that coming. I think we went soft on him. Honestly, I don't
Wait.
think people have really given it to him as hard as he needs.
I mean, the double standard and the fact that everybody's able to pull up the clip of you talking to your son on the beach. Oh yeah, that's right. But yeah, the fact that he sat up and talked to his son, who I really can't stand that child's hair. I wish he would do something to it. But that he's talking about he, was having threesomes and did all this at 14, and in his little confessional, he's like, I don't want any of my children to have sex, but if it's gonna be somebody, I'd rather it be the boy than the girl. Like,
So wait, who had the 3-year-old threesomes? T.I.? He was the one who did that when he was young?
His son said that on an episode.
He was doing that.
Yes.
Oh.
That he's had a couple threesomes and shit.
You know what? Why are you?
T.I.
oh my
laughed.
God.
T.I. laughed.
Right.
That was on the beach, and it was just
that's
hee hee
crazy.
ha ha ho
You're
ho.
laughing at that like your son can't get an STD,
Or get somebody pregnant.
or which to me is not even as bad as some of the things that can happen. You can get shot and killed. People fight over women. They claim women as territory sometimes. So that happening to a 13-year-old, how would he handle that if someone bum rushed him was like, "You my girl," you know what I mean?
Right. Well, if that
I'm
was his
gonna
daughter.
get you. What you gonna do? Call Tip?
Right.
Make Tip come out? He can't have no guns.
Right. Well, what I find, a part of the story that nobody's really concentrating on is the responsibility of those two podcast hosts.
Right.
Have you heard the clips of when they're just giggling and kikiing and laughing, and I'm like, as women, why wouldn't have your response been what our response was? Because no matter what, you're gonna get the clicks.
Well, they're
But
not
again,
really paid to voice their opinion, I think, in that case.
it's a podcast. Then go get your ass on radio.
It's not their position, I would imagine.
They bad.
Staying
Well,
in
I
their
know what they
lane.
did though. And this
I'm
was,
disrespectful. I'm not about to stay in my lane if it's not, zoned right.
look, they have plenty of followers. This is
Yeah.
Look, this is a stage, okay? For most people, this is something that they can use as a platform to get their voice, to have their voice be heard and have their opinions be heard. So have an opinion. But so after the episode and they're kikiing and laughing and doing all this, then they go ahead and they send out this somebody sent out this whack press release and this apology, and then they deleted the episode. I just feel like, you're going to be about it. Don't talk too much. But yeah, so
that's crazy.
That's
crazy. Like why?
now we can hear
Thank
ourselves. It
you.
wasn't plugged in.
Why?
There we go.
Like if you gonna say that and you put it out there, right? Did they? And then the delete means take it down.
Like done. They
Yeah,
can't have
you
it
need
anywhere.
to own that because the minute it goes up, someone has hit some sort of recording. So just stop playing with yourself. Nothing is gone from cyberspace. Hello.
Yeah, I mean, well,
Just
ask Kevin Hart. He knows all about that. Speaking of, did you see him come out? You don't watch the People's Choice Awards and all the award show like I do, huh?
No.
I'm gonna tell you guys a little something about the MariJayne Maven. I am an award show nut. Well, they're not as good as they used to be, but
Okay. I'm a series television for the cable networks like HBO and Showtime. Yeah, I got into A&E and they got in the game too, I think, and then someone else.
Well, they have First 48, right?
I think they've got Walking Dead. Ooh, don't get me. I mean, I'm not plugging any of them. I'm just saying that these were where I watch series
First
television.
48 was fire though.
Like all that kind of stuff. So.
Yeah, I mean,
The
I got some of it too.
Sopranos,
Well,
The
yeah.
Wire.
Oh, God.
Yeah,
Oh,
those
my
are
God.
those are the
You
shows
come
that I
kick it.
watch. So
The Wire, I guess they're just like everything else. They're talking about rebooting it. Not with the same
Really?
characters, but yeah. just
Okay,
going
so
back.
like, I think a show I was watching the other day, which is The Deuce. I feel like they gave a plug to The Wire because they have this cool character, and he goes like, I'm about to get up out of here and like basically go
That's why
do
he
my
said it.
thug thizzle in Baltimore. And so it's like,
That could be.
okay,
That could be, that
this
could
this
be.
sounds like because that character is definitely somebody who would be on The Wire.
Yeah.
So interesting.
So yeah, it's pretty hot. Do. Completely lost.
So
what I
you
was
watch
gonna
Kevin
say.
Hart, and
Well,
you
no,
like
yeah.
this.
So he was on the People's Choice Awards. He surprised everybody. He got an award, but the man's got into a serious accident. And
I
what I
saw
will
that.
say about him is that his work ethic and as on stage and just in his career, but then what he does as far as his health is really inspiring.
Yeah, because he really, fitness is his thing, pulling people in on it.
Yeah.
So I'm sure being that he was already fit and pretty healthy lifestyle, that he's probably having a decent, speedy recovery. But breaking your back and, your vertebrae having them fused and stuff, that's like not a joke.
No,
I don't want no
And
spinal
he was trying to be
fusion.
like a, action star and stuff too. So I'm sure that's not easy.
Oh, yeah.
that's,
yeah.
But look, he got money.
But he,
money.
well,
I would
I
just
mean,
rub my,
First
my
of
check
all, were
register
they
on my
were they
back.
on Mulholland Drive? It was some really scenic LA place that I would never let a random person drive me
Oh, his
in
best
an
friend.
old sports car. I don't know. I'm
You wouldn't let me drive
like
you in a sports car? Down
I don't want to
Mulholland?
be on the edgy roads with other people driving me.
It's so
I
funny.
got to drive on those. If we go to like if you go to Marin with me, I'm driving.
Cool. I will ride. Do I get to run
because
the
I
radio
want you
now?
to be able to look too, and you can't look if you're driving, right?
I'm a
So
great
I've already
passenger.
seen everything.
Great passenger.
So
I'm an even better driver though because I have the best music, the best.
no, I love Kevin Hart. I wish him a speedy recovery.
Yeah, no, I'm
He's so
sure he's
funny.
doing well. So
But he's not into like cannabis comedy. He hasn't done any weed stuff, has he?
no, and I'm really thinking back because my husband and I we quote all of his movies.
Okay.
Like we have straight conversations with them.
Okay.
I remember he said he took Molly.
Oh.
And,
Oh no.
and it had the opposite effect on him. He thought that he was like a drug lord, and it was hilarious. But no, I don't remember him saying anything about weed, right? babe?
Okay, yeah. It's
Yeah.
pretty not involved
Well, I'm sure he
in
does.
that.
Come on now.
Well, yeah, but it's just not a part of his stick. It's not, it's
Yeah.
not a part of his image, which is fine with me. I don't care, But I saw Cheech and Chong were on a show I was watching the other day, and it was good to see Tommy Chong because, like, the last time I saw anything about him, it was like getting prosecuted
Yeah.
for shipping
Yeah.
bongs
And the
out
man
of
is-
Florida.
the
that,
man
they
is
set him
like-
up. It was like, what?
The man is like your grandpa's grandpa. Like he is Tommy Chong. Like he looks great, but that man is, I think 80.
Oh my God, it was just really unfair type,
But I will
targeting.
admit this: his character on that '70s show is one of my all-time favorite characters on TV. The best. If I ever met him, I would probably ask the stupid question and be like, "Please just say something to me as Leo." And then he'd be like, "Somebody come get this crazy black chick." But yeah, so he. Well, before we do that, actually, because talking about, I was just going to tell you
Dang,
briefly.
did you hear that? Ooh, somebody blapped hard. Peek out the
Man.
window. Are they okay?
Out the window. You so black and nosy. Peek
Wait,
out the
why-
window. If you,
They might have hit your car.
I don't know why I just imagine you being like the lady in the window on 227.
I am. And I'll also talk bad about you and be like, but you didn't hear that from me. Her breath stank like 10 packs of rotten tuna. But you didn't hear that from me. Hey, Sharita. Now you know
Run
they
over.
blazed. You
Oh
know
my
the
gosh.
Wayans blazed. Like they never really did blaze comedy, but the humor that they set up, you're like, okay, clearly you guys.
Well, I know Marlon.
Slow.
He was on, me and my YouTube shows. He was on, I think Breakfast Club, and no, he was on Drink Champs,
Okay.
and they smoked so
Really?
like clouds upon clouds, and he was in there like, y'all niggas smoking again, and he was like, he was getting contact,
Oh,
like, and I think he
wow.
was a little irritated, but he couldn't get too irritated because he was high.
Right.
But yeah, that's a show I would love to go on.
Ooh,
I
drink
would
champs.
let's
Yeah.
get lit. Just give me some Tito's. Hey, let's go. Or Tecate.
Who's the sponsor?
Yes, I know.
Are you going to be allowed to do that? It's like, no, you can't drink that. You got to drink this.
I know. I think they drink whatever. They just have to like covered
up.
I
Okay.
think.
I don't know. Interesting.
But speaking of sponsorships, I do want to get into the Mary Jane Maven Says for this week. And this is going to be an announcement once again about a great cause. And this is being put on by the Wild Jones Podcast Network, our network. So, yay. So they do really responsible and awesome things to give back to the community, to be an integral part of the community and the economy. So they are, taking, of course, coming into the holidays. It's always good to give back, but people are in need. We know that. It's very hard to make a dollar stretch, and Walmart is not getting any cheaper. So, and kids want everything. My son had the nerve to bring me the little holiday book that they put in the mail. And had the nerve to highlight stuff.
Oh, okay.
I was like, oh, that's cute. That's great.
It is good. It's good to
dream.
identify with things you want, but
you know what?
you
Actually,
don't have
I
to get
think about
them.
it. I used to do that with the JCPenney's catalog, so
Okay.
I guess
Manifest.
it gets it from me.
I gave my daughter a prosperity Benji. It's not counterfeit, but it's really copying a $100 bill really well, and it's gold foiled, and it's to it's prosperity money. Okay, so you put it on an altar instead of real money, because if you put a real Benji, somebody might take it.
Somebody might,
right?
Well,
so here you can get racks if you want,
because I like that actually.
And then you
did she appreciate it, or was she like that? Like a teenager.
Is she? Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Give me back my prosperity dollar.
I'll take it. Look, that's cute. But as we were saying, see, do. Look who's getting off top. This is what we do on the phone.
Sorry.
So as I was saying, we, because we are part of the network, are having a toy drive, and it's going to be on December the 15th, and it's going to be at Foothill Skate, and from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. We ask that you bring a $5 love donation or a new unwrapped toy. Everybody can do that. I mean, you dig in your car seats and you can legit find $4. That can actually be, maybe if you want to spend $5 and go to the Dollar Tree. These kids will appreciate anything and get 5 gifts, so.
Nice.
That's being generous as well. But that is the first event that they're going to be having this winter, fall and winter. They'll also be having a blanket drive, and I'll talk about that further. Nice. I also wanted to talk about the fantastic event. Are we going to see Cascade?
Yes.
So
yes,
excited.
I got cute clothes from Dolls Kill.
You'd be like all raved out.
Yes.
I'm not mad. That just lets me know. Like I wasn't.
Yeah, girl.
Damn it. All right.
Yeah.
Well, shoot.
You
Amazon
better get to housing.
Please. And I got my boots still. Don't play. My kick boots. Don't play. If you guys don't know what we're talking about, you need to know. Okay? Because I'm telling you, rave life was great back in the day.
Oh yeah.
Fantastic.
I feel like so much better as a person for just having experience like the freedom that comes in raving, you know, just being open and meeting people and, spending, it's almost like spending a night too with people because it goes on all night.
And they're so nice. I have to say, I went to my very first one thanks to my friend Alan, who actually was half of the couple that was responsible for, introducing my king and I. But it's my homie Alan. So it was my first holiday without Jalen.
Okay.
Who is my oldest. He's 22. He's beautiful. Such a beautiful soul. It's my ride or die. I feel like we didn't grow up together because we weren't close in age, but we did. You moms, you single moms that had some time where you were single can understand that and appreciate that. Anywho, so I was all sad. It was Thanksgiving. Oh, it's funny. It's coming up. Thanksgiving weekend. And he's like, what are you doing? I'm laying in bed. I was hitting a one-hitter quitter. And I was watching, I don't remember. What was on back then? I don't know. Probably some reality show. For Lover Ray. No, Lover Ray J wasn't out yet. But anywho, so I was watching something, being all in my feelings. And he said, get dressed. I'm coming to get you. We're going to a party in Galt. And I was like, I'm not going to those. I've seen Jenny Jones. I know about Party and Club Kids. I know that people are overheating, dancing too much, and passing out. I'm not doing that. And he says, I'll pay, and I'll pay for your party favors. I was like, cool. What time do you want me to be ready? All right. Okay, let's go. The best night of my life.
Really?
At first, I wasn't feeling it. And I'm a dancer and I love music, but with the appropriate motivation, got there, and I remember standing in line for the bathroom, and this girl just turned around and she just hugged me and she said, "Welcome." And I was like, "Oh my God, thank you. Thank you so much."
So
and then she gave me my first piece of candy, which was a pacifier. And I think I still have that.
Oh.
No,
Oh, your little, something to mess with.
Yeah, girl, come on.
I had a little toothbrush.
You were one of the
But I didn't.
I remember watching people drop them, and you remember how all the raves were like in fields, and just pick them up, put them in their mouth.
No, what? Mine was on a chain around my neck just to be cute.
Oh yeah, because you have common sense.
Like, ew.
Speaking of that, do you remember now when people try to do like private little sessions and parties? You guys are so cute with that, but the real stuff was back in the day when you didn't know where you were going until 30 minutes before the event started.
The cat
you called
the
a number.
Will be on the corner.
You called a number. It was always busy. You had to keep calling, but you had to drive in the direction of where you thought the party was.
Yeah. I first went to like a rave club at Country Club Lane. So it was that room we were in the other night, and it was called Ooga Booga. And then they had the Candle Rock room downstairs that night because it was New Year's. And so from that rave club, I progressed to like the tail end of those funky techno tribe raves in Sharon, in the Bay Area.
You were
San
cute. You were
Francisco,
definitely
organic.
nostalgic.
Those were the best.
You were having nostalgic feelings the other night. So I wasn't going to bring that up, but I was telling people today, I was like, do you know what my husband and my friends and we had the audacity to do this past weekend? We went to my husband's fraternity college party. Everybody there was my son's age or younger. Do you know how many times I heard, but you know what? I'm going to say this. We went to the after party, kicked it to like 6:30.
Oh, okay.
It was great. Yeah, I was like, this is how we do.
That was probably with your friends.
But if they call me old school one more time.
Oh.
And then this one dude said, I was born in 95. And I was like, can you please get out of my face? Because I was a whole junior. Driving and shit. But yeah, no, I still have fun.
Well, that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
It was just,
And the little guest that was there. We're not
the one that kind of said hi. Yeah.
That was interesting.
All that.
There's a lot of stories behind that. I have a lot. I have, 5 years we were in Davis.
Oh, what is my story in that room? There was, I'm trying to think, like nothing really eventful ever happened for me there.
Like
yeah, it was decorated real nice in there, and it was the perfect little rave club. And then for special events downstairs at the Candle Rock room, they could take that too. And I thought it was cool.
We didn't have too many options, so I guess that's the thing.
For a little,
so where to go?
For a little rave club. Nothing really eventful ever really.
We had the Rage
and
the El Dorado.
Oh, and I loved the Rage on a Wednesday.
Oh my gosh!
Going up.
It was
Wednesday.
Great.
And then they had that. Did you ever go to that one that's kind of over by indoor soccer on Auburn? What is it called? It's like. Oh my something zone, Alpha Zone.
Oh, shut up! I totally did. Oh my god,
Alpha Zone.
Holy shit! Oh my god, we sound so ancient right now.
Yeah,
did you go to El Dorado though?
Oh, that was coming out my mouth just a minute ago. El Dorado had a lot of good shows.
You turned 18. Everybody went to the El Dorado. You saw the male strippers from like 8 to 10, and it was so bad. They would give you a stamp. And everybody would just go straight to the bathroom and wash their stamp off. So you were,
oh my goodness,
definitely had my first few adioses in there. yeah, that was And then remember it got shut down. I'm gonna give y'all a little history, Sacramento.
Oh.
I'm patting right here like you guys are right here or something. So this was like shit. Like I said, this was the club that everybody went to, and there ended up being like a crazy DEA. The drug, and like just undercover sting on the dancers because there was a huge just like meth just going on there, just selling meth and prostitution and all this other stuff, and it was a big deal. Sacramento, we have shit that goes on now,
it
but
got
back
dirty,
then, yeah, back then, we had like Dorothy Fuentes and we had the Rage going down, and we had the Kings like not winning. Right. Don't hate me, guys. It was true. History. Right. Look it up. So we didn't have a whole lot going on. So that was a big freaking deal. That was a big deal.
No. I never knew about any of that.
Are you serious?
No, I didn't. I just loved all the shows, and then we really got into the boardwalk because they had like a lot of rock. after a while. So I
Yeah,
don't
I
know
didn't go
what's
on
up
those
over
nights,
there now, but you know,
who knows?
it's
It's
what it
probably
is.
like
I
a
like
nail
the,
salon or something.
you know, I think I've probably been in every kind
A
of
float
club and
place.
venue that Sacramento has ever had
Oh,
to
God, we can
offer
go through
from
'em.
any kind of lifestyle
Sidelines.
or music style.
Sidelines.
Style.
But
Sidelines. Oh yeah, yeah. And there's Did you ever go in that In Cahoots
Oh
or
my
the
God.
Yucatan
Girl,
Linkistan?
I
Who
said I
knows
grew up
what's
in Elk
with
Grove.
that?
You know I did. Come on, you know I did. Definitely.
Yeah, a lot of good spots. I mean, we don't have anywhere near as much like club entertainment spots now as there were then.
diversity in them.
Right.
You know,
I
like
mean,
back in the day we had we don't keep saying back in the day, but Cafe New Orleans. That was look, I love my people.
was
but
that at the
was,
plantation?
No, but girl, that one was
Oh
cracking
wait, no,
too.
Cafe New Orleans
In Old Sac, that was downstairs.
Yikes.
Man, that was
Working with no shoes on.
girl, that was
you know?
my spot. Like we used to.
Oh no, wait, I'm thinking Coconut Grove. My bad.
Oh yeah, no. Oh, you talking about
But
Florida?
no,
that
Cafe
one?
New Orleans. Yeah, that's what's up. That one was cool.
It was a like Louisiana or Cajun restaurant up top,
yeah,
and
I
then
remember.
downstairs. And so I worked at it was a huge employer at the time called Providian. And it was just basically a place for people to be aged between like 18 and 26 to continue high school and get paid well. And we all kicked it together, and it was drama, and it would have been the best reality show. But actually, what I was doing back then, I maybe didn't want it to be a reality show. I don't have a husband now.
I probably blazed in all these places that we're talking about because
Providian
I
was lit.
wasn't big for alcohol, so all the clubs I would have been smoking
Providian
beforehand.
was lit. But yeah, that Cafe New Orleans, you know, they'd give me some flyers, and I'd get
I
in
know
for free
about
and
Providian. I know about that.
Yeah, I saw some good times.
Yeah.
Sidelines, Tunnel 21.
I didn't.
Did you
I
go
went
there?
in there a couple times. I wasn't that into
Vladdy
it by
didn't.
then.
I'm sure Vladdy, when he opened that, he didn't think that it was gonna become what it became. Because when they start doing free shots of Hennessy before 10, every black person made it on time. They lined out. I mean, they was in Old Sac from like 5 o'clock
Stop
to get that girl. Look, I wish I had a time machine because I was out there, so I know. Trust, I was there.
funny.
That was fun though. That place. Yeah. Oh.
Well, you
Brannan's.
know, the scene is different now. You know, it's more of places like
Lounges.
the Bank and Tiger, right? And
Yep.
you know, if you have something
cool.
entertaining like Coin Op, I mean, I'm with it. You know,
Coin Op
but
is lit
if
on the last
anybody out
Sunday
there,
of the
you know,
month.
get your cannabis club
That's-
on
I
for us, like
mean,
a place where we can kick
look,
it and blaze. Come on, what's up?
I'm trying to, I'm not trying. I am manifesting that. That is definitely one of my goals
right.
for 2020. Is to start working on a brick and mortar. Someplace
place to
that
party and
yeah.
blaze.
Yeah,
It's all right.
It's gonna take a lot because
Maybe we can get a fleet
Man
of
is
those.
watching.
A fleet of those self-driving cars so they can like take people home.
that'd be dope. Where's all this money coming from? You got a grant? You got something going on I didn't know about?
Does anybody want to invest?
All right, that's a good idea. Don't take it. Just cut us in on it. So
That's what it is.
yes. So I keep forgetting that. Other than hearing myself in the headphones, that we're just recording right now. But
Yeah.
this is
My
exactly
friend,
what
you
I
give me
wanted for your
weed,
birthday.
and then we're just hanging out for my birthday, having a good old time, talking, catching up.
So weed brought us together.
Yeah, Women
Yeah.
of Weed, going to see
Yes.
the Women of Weed.
Yes.
Yep. Yeah.
That was a good night. I mean,
That was.
we presented the movie. I remember you came up to me afterwards, and I was like, yes, somebody else.
I
Brown,
wasn't not going to
fantastic.
talk to the other black woman in the room, like,
Right, there was only
Maybe
there
we
was only
could
three
just
of us.
both, like, if we kind of turn away from each other and act like we don't see each other, like, then no one else will notice
Right,
that we're the only black chicks in the room. And there may have been one or two other, but they weren't like us, I'm sure there's women of color, definitely.
Yeah,
But to
there
me,
was,
we
there was
were
about five
like-
of us. It was cool.
Yeah,
It was,
that's okay. But, you stood out to me,
Yeah. Was it the green hair? Was it just my shine and my aura?
Yeah, it was all of that. You had presence,
I
You're a
I shine.
radiating light.
I get on stage and it's not. Yeah, it's what I do. Yeah. So that's why I'm holding on to hope that I will be on one of the 2 lasting soap operas one day, because that would be everything.
Yeah.
Passions is off, which is what I really want to be on.
Stop it. My
Passions was
sister
my
would
shit.
watch that crazy
Oh my
mess.
gosh, it was
I didn't
so
even
good.
like hearing it. Like the dwarfs and the oh my.
I remember the
goodness.
song. Oh my God, it was so good. I found it on YouTube, but all the recordings are like somebody recorded off of VHS or something. So
Well, that's why I love reality TV today. It's like the new soap operas,
Yeah.
and stories. I
So
gotta watch my
what
stories.
what are your top 3 reality shows that you're watching?
I watch most of the black ones. So I love the Love and Hip Hop, and then I do like
They make me feel better about
the
myself.
Housewives of Atlanta, or
Girl, what in the hell?
yeah. So
All right, so let's talk about what is this season about? Babies? Like, because I'm just like I get it.
everybody wanted to have a little disrespectful baby. No offense, you see Portia's baby just making all those little faces, and I was like, dang, why you gotta be? Baby's always crying. Like, shit, come on, PJ, come on, and like, no, PJ, stop making those faces.
Stop making all that noise.
Why is your baby so mad all the time?
That comes with more time with your kids and being able to say, I talk to my kids today the way that I talk to them when they're babies. When they would do
Right.
something
Like,
no,
no,
what are you
no,
making all
come
that
on
noise
now,
for? Like, what do you? There is nothing wrong with you
like,
at all.
come
You see me
on,
making this bottle?
baby. Yeah.
Same thing now. What you?
And then we were watching last night, and Shamia's baby. Shamia's holding her baby. Remember that baby's faces, and the baby. Did you see that?
Look,
her baby.
I'm
was
all about
looking
positivity,
Like,
'cause
what
when
the
I'm
hell?
not
Like the
gonna
baby
say
knew
it.
what she was saying, and the baby was
gonna
like,
say
"Ooh, girl,
it.
no."
Not gonna say it. Not gonna do it.
Shamia's baby had expression on the face. I wouldn't talk my business in front of that baby. That baby is a blogger already. That baby. Look, don't let that baby be in
She the
court.
auntie that's gonna
Because
tell
when
everything,
you
huh?
go in court, you're not if you're viewing in court, you're not allowed to be making faces and all that
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah, yeah.
That baby cannot come in court because its face was
She
too
will not do
much.
injury. That's hilarious. So I will say this, and I
Yes.
hate to say it because I just cannot stand Kenya, but her baby is beautiful.
And
She
her
looks like
baby
a little
like
doll.
Mark too looks like the dad. But did you hear him
He
complaining?
gets on my
He
nerve.
was
Like,
like,
what do you-
I don't like the dogs in the house, well, why don't you be here then?
Why is her hair like that? Like, why is her hair
Right.
like that?
He's
A baby's
like, you
hair?
put a gel in her hair. Like,
That
what?
baby got this much hair. Like, what else?
Right.
How else
You
was
could
her
wash
supposed
her
to be?
hair. You could wash her hair if you were here.
That's because he already knew. He was like, look, girl, this contract is about to be over. I said I was going to be your husband and stuff so you can get back on the show. But
Well, yeah, it is about having babies,
yeah, I will say she has this glow to her, but she's still very annoying. Like, why would she feel the need to be like, so I just wanted to tell you what was said or what happened and go and tell Portia about the chick that went up to, like, girl, that wasn't your
Because it
story
wouldn't
to
be
tell.
Kenya if she didn't, So she's got to act true to her character.
She's trying to act Nene out. But,
And-
Nene is
and,
Nene. I said what I said.
Well,
Nobody
I'm
is
also
Nene.
trying to figure out how Dennis's rumors came to bestiality. That is like, really?
First of all,
people say a lot of things, but that's like,
look, everybody's beautiful.
Where'd
Beauty's
that
not
come
beholden.
from?
What was Portia thinking? Like, Portia, you are like easily a 17, and he's like a 5.5 when you dress him
Portia
up.
is my favorite face on TV. I think I want to see her face more than anybody else's, or even
When she's not saying stuff like, "Where's the Underground Railroad?" and "Where's the tracks?" or whatever she said.
It's been a while.
It has. But I do miss.
Yeah.
Everybody knows. I would
So,
love.
I just
For Miss Phaedra, but Phaedra's living her best life. She got her a man, and her kids are all grown and not grown, but
getting grown. All
yes,
right.
yes. So okay, so
Gotcha.
Love and Hip Hop, Real Housewives of Atlanta.
Right.
You don't watch any of the other ones because I watch.
I
I watch the OG, the OC, like
OC?
Yeah.
The remake, the reboot?
no, girl.
Oh wait, sorry.
No, the Real Housewives.
Oh,
You see?
of OC. Okay.
Yes, with Vicky Gunvalson, the original.
I
That was my
did
shit.
used to watch that one, but I can't take no more of them chicks, so I'm over it. My tolerance level is a lot lower these days. I can only take so much before I've had enough.
Well, that's what me with people and then just the outside, but TV.
Yeah, and I really only have time for so much too, just because we got other shit we be doing, right? Like a ton of stuff.
Yeah, I'm busy. I don't know how I find time to watch anything. I don't know how I. Well, you know what? It's when we have weekends like this weekend where we finally, like, legit had nothing to do. We did Kick It Friday.
Yeah.
We didn't go to sleep, so we were up.
Right.
And it's easy to like binge watch, some shows and shows
I
on
started
Netflix.
watching. Oh, here's the other one. I did start watching it just the other night. Beyond the Pole.
Oh, yes, you told
some
me
some
that.
strippers and what's going on there, and
So
you get
I
to
saw,
see
like-
they lure you in with a little skin.
Well, I saw the first like 15 minutes,
Okay.
and I saw the fight,
Oh.
and I was like, oh, this is very Player Club-esque. I don't know if I'm gonna watch it, but like I said, I watch Love After Lockup, so that's probably that's my
Okay.
limit of just the ratcheteering on there.
Okay.
Okay, so I was happy that you didn't say The Bachelor or anything like that, because I might have had to
no
stop
Bachelor,
this.
no
And
Big Brother, nothing
well,
like
well,
that.
first of all, don't throw Big Brother in there, because
I'm
Big Brother
just,
is fire. Well, except for this last year, I boycotted it.
I'm just saying,
um,
I just don't.
Big
get
Brother's
into
so
those.
good. It's just
I
like
think I've
it's a
watched
human
Amazing
chess game. It's so
Race.
good. I like the Amazing Race. So
There's
that's the
just
show
so
we
much
would go on.
content,
We
I
always
would-
talk about
I
it,
think I'd
like
be
who
good
would
at
do
that.
what. I'm afraid of heights. I don't want to do any of that, like, kayak down the raging river and then jump on the vine that's hanging from there. I don't, no. So I'll do all the eating, because my husband is not.
Oh, you can't eat
Oh
no.
God, he
You gonna
says he
eat the
knows what he
raw
likes,
eggs
but
and
he's
stuff?
picky. Yeah, if it's for some money.
Okay.
For sure. Like, he's great at puzzles, so I don't want to do all the building stuff. But yeah, so our boys need to be able to stay home by themselves for the 3 weeks before we get on there. But we will.
I'm gonna go on Naked and Afraid.
I could see.
So it's the black
you.
version. It's Naked and Afraid. It's not Naked and Afraid. It's Naked and Afraid. Okay.
That would be.
Naked and Skirt.
You're so-
That's the version
Look.
I'm gonna hit up.
Can you imagine that? That would
Naked
be.
and Skirt.
Oh my gosh. So it would basically be like a combination of For Love of Ray J. I Love New York.
Right.
And like a soft core movie, like a Skinamax movie. That's what it would be.
Red
That's
Shoe
what it'd be.
Diaries.
So bad. We were saying, I can't remember what Julie and I were saying the other day. We're like, black people. Like Temptation Island. They couldn't have just a full black Temptation Island. I don't know. Be fights and or either just not even black, but just people of color and just some.
Yeah, right. Like,
Man.
what is the temptation exactly?
Be like, girl,
is
I'm
it
gonna call her
Gucci
over here.
belts or-
I'm gonna call her over here. When I call her over there, I'm gonna come run up and I'm gonna get the bitch from behind. Like, it would be the craziest shit ever. It would be. There
Is
would
it
be.
dudes? Ooh, the temptation is,
That's a really good show. That's a good show though. That was one of the like original, other than the Real World, but reality shows that it was on, like Fox and stuff like that. But yeah, so you named your 3. My 3 favorite would probably be Real Housewives.
Okay.
I don't watch it religiously
Swap.
anymore. Yeah. Oh my gosh, I do love Wife Swap. And you know what I do the whole
you was
time?
talking about
I
it the other day,
yell
I knew that.
at the TV. I yell at the TV and I go, babe, let's go on there. And he's like, I'm not doing that. But then I analyze everybody. I'm like, well, you know what the problem is and why you guys were on here, right? Because you don't respect her. And she just, yeah. So, and they can't hear me. I don't know if you guys know that. I guess I don't, because I talk to them as if they do. Undercover Boss is another one, but I don't even know if that's on anymore. I like to watch. I cry on every single episode.
Oh, dang.
Every single episode, because there's always an employee that they gift like $50,000 to, or do something like, buy their house, or yeah, I love that. So, but yeah, you took me off. So those are secondary.
those are-
So Real Housewives, Black Ink Crew, Chicago.
Oh yeah, I like the original Black Ink Crew.
Oh, I can't handle that one. The only reason I like that one is because Ryan is in such denial about everything. And it's just amazing to me how he says the same speech every single season. And then Charmaine, she's a special one. But yeah, so that one, and I would say probably Big Brother before they screwed up this last season and got rid of all the black people. And act like that wasn't a conspiracy. But it's Big
Well, they
Brother,
had
so.
recently something about some Asian comments, like the
Yeah.
something rice he said, I
Yeah.
recall, and I was like,
Yeah, that was this summer. Like
You
I
know
said, this
what?
was our first time in
but
the,
you should have known, bro. I mean, you're
18
on
years.
Big Brother.
yeah, in the 18 years we've been together. It was the first season we haven't watched.
Oh,
It
it
was
was a
very hard for us.
tradition.
Oh yeah, that's us our shit.
They got a night.
our shit.
Are they boycotted? Is that what it is?
No, girl,
Oh,
that
you
shit's
just got
over.
bored with
No,
it.
it's over.
Okay.
No, if what's her name? Julie Chen. If Julie Chen still has a job after her husband got fired, and they don't care about what some people said on their show, they got them ratings. They don't really care. So, you know what that is.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I did want to like give you a little bit of time. Put you on the spot here.
Uh-oh.
But on birthdays, it's always nice to kind of reflect.
Okay.
And just want to know if that's something that you do. And if you don't, then you have the opportunity to now. And just kind of like reflect on this year, but going into a new decade. What is it that you want to achieve in yourself?
Well, in the spirit of reflection, I definitely try to, if I have time, go over every day.
Okay.
At some point at the end of it, or maybe the beginning of the next one, and like reassess, reevaluate like how I approach certain situations. Am I giving myself a high five, or am I saying, okay, in that place, in that moment, here's something you could have done better. So daily reflection. If you can't get it in daily, it is important to be weekly.
Yeah.
And then as you kind of do that, whatever time of year stimulates you to do yearly reflection, right?
Yeah.
Whole life reflection. And so going forward, applied excellence is like where I really want to step into more of, where you stop settling for less in any area and you start asking for things to be applied and in the spirit of excellence, right?
Yeah.
Where people are trying to do whatever it is they're doing, whoever it is they're interacting with, they're trying to do better. And so, if that's working on anything with yourself, how you interact with people, your job, whatever.
And this is a great time to do that, as we are in the retrograde and Mercury retrograde and a full moon. So, that, I don't know, it's a time for rebirth and to, get rid of old habits and to become resolute in some things, to forgive and to, like you said, reflect. So,
Right.
yeah, that's probably why your birthday
it's
is
like reflecting so I can like really get better, with everything. Yeah, I just really want that because, I'm prone to fucking up too.
Oops,
did I do
that? I love that. I mean, that's a part of, evolution and a part of growing up.
Yeah.
Just because we are an adult, adulting's not fun, but we're still trying to figure shit out. And I think that that's what actually makes the growth more satisfying and something that you're able to easily identify, when you do that. So I think that's awesome. What's your number one goal to achieve in 2020?
Well, I think my number one goal to achieve, like, are you talking about like something that can be reached within a year, or like, I don't know, that's kind of tough.
Manifest it.
Oh gosh, I try not to do timelines. So I think maybe my overall goal is just to always make sure that I'm feeling comfortable and at peace, right? No matter where I'm at. So I'm trying to achieve this or that. If I'm trying to get a new house or a new car, or, build on a relationship with somebody or build a business, I want to feel good.
Yeah.
I want to make sure that I'm feeling at peace and well with what I'm doing, So it's more of a feeling for me than a timeline of, So my overall goal is to feel well.
Do you write things down? Do you have like a passion planner? Is that something
I have a ton of project books, so those tablets, and they have the function, things you think you need to go through for each thing you're trying to do.
Oh,
right?
gotcha. Okay.
And so I would like to put them all together more in a daily planner sense, the way that I might have to for work,
Okay.
So I have planners for work, for patient load and stuff like that. But
I mean, we're
not for
make
my
sure you're
own.
going to be doing your own thing with that. That's to come. We have some information about that. Well, that's awesome. I mean, it's I just, every time that I think about it, like, this year went by super fast, and we're not just leaving a year, we are literally leaving a decade, and that's crazy to me. Of course, I've lived through decades, but I think going into 2020 is huge.
It is.
And it says a lot. And I think it's going to be a huge shift in our society. I think it's going to be a shift in everybody's, well, not everyone, but a large majority with their mentality. We are the world. I'm feeling like we're going to get, just a little more caring. I'm hoping so anyway.
Okay.
I'm hoping so.
Like a clearer vision, like a
Yes.
2020 vision.
Yes.
Yeah, well, speaking of looking, I want to look better. That's always a goal. Like, how can I be, more smoking?
Well, hey, just say it, and you are. That's what it is. That's
Well,
what
I
it
mean,
be.
but there's always things one can do.
Well, girl, please, I know. We all have
Right.
things. I mean, yeah, I
What
tell
can
you
I
right
get
now.
my hands on?
When people say your skin's so pretty, I'm like, girl, this is CVS, Maybelline. Like, what are you talking about? But those are things that we do that's a habit that we have to break, and that I know I have to get out of. Like, I can take a compliment, but it comes with that, that opinion of mine, that I give that is
that
not
negative
needed.
inner voice.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like,
and I really
ain't
try
all
to be
that.
positive. So, I didn't
You
say
think
that.
you
I
cute.
know. Think I'm cute. No, thank you, cute. So, we'll get all wrapping up here. I don't think anybody just wants to continue hearing our, our girlfriend convo, although it's
like
pretty
it.
damn good one. I'm having a good time. But one last thing I want to leave off on is I noticed recently that there are, new templates on Instagram.
Okay.
And I think it's really cute.
Or weeks.
Yeah, I think it's really
since
cute.
I went on there.
Asking you questions. So, and then also, what I've noticed is that like Spotify and a lot of the streaming services, where you can find our podcast on all of the streaming services and YouTube.
Nice.
Go like, comment, and subscribe.
All the Wild Jones podcast
yes, and the Wild
network.
Jones podcast and all the family, all the crew. So Spotify, like I was saying, they're doing the top songs of the decades, the top albums, and it's pretty damn fire. Like the Jay-Z, Watch the Throne, like American Gangster.
Okay.
That album was dope. But one that I've been listening to is, if I've never heard it and I've been listening to it on repeat, is Drake, Take Care.
Okay. Yeah. Take Care was lit. I mean, love Drake. So what do I gotta say?
So
If you don't like Drake, something's wrong with you.
I mean, right? Even though he pissed me off during the damn playoffs.
It's ridiculous.
Me and Aubrey had issues, okay? But now we're all right. He came out with the, money in the grave, and it's like, all right, you good. So to sign off here, if you remember, and if you need a refresher, I will pull up the track list. What would your favorite song be on that album? And this is going to tie into my Ganja Game Changer. Take Care.
Okay.
I'm going to pull it up. And it's a Ganja Game Changer for me because how cannabis and music are playing into each other. And, maybe I've just been having some really good strains lately, but I'm just feeling this whole album and some of the songs just much more deeply than I think I did a few years ago. So,
okay, I always dug the sound of Over My Dead Body.
right?
Okay.
Yeah,
That
that
one.
that one.
Now you see this one. I have some strange personal history with that song, so
That is my shit.
this can't be my favorite.
That is my song. Oh my God, that was. I'll say mine is Crew Love.
Okay, yours.
Love
Crew
it.
Love. And then
Or what's the other one?
ooh, dang.
The other one, Cry If You Need To. God damn it, which one is that? That one's fire too.
Dang.
But I listened to it back and forth
It's
driving.
over. It's
the
over
other
my
day.
dead body. It's
That's a good
over
one?
my dead body. Yeah.
All right, I like it. Anybody want to, babe? You want to? What's yours? If you remember the title,
Yeah.
you want to sing it for us? You got one over there?
He's like, what?
Sleep. Everybody here. I mean,
Yeah, he doesn't really. He listens to songs of artists like that, not whole albums.
like. Oh, you just
Yeah,
okay.
the joints, the cuts.
Oh, you're one of those, huh? You like
Yeah.
Flow Rider too, didn't you? Okay. All right. We can get it on out of here. Once again,
right.
happy birthday
Thank
to Vida.
you.
Everybody, you can go on to her Instagram.
Too sexy.
Wish her happy birthday. Drop some emojis.
Oh.
Show her love. And or you can go on any of the
Oh, and I
services
have
that
a new
we're on.
one that I'm going to be redirecting some stuff to. Vida Too Sexy. So you can hit that on Instagram too.
Vida Too Sexy. I like it. I like it. I like it.
VITA TWOSEX1.
And as always, you can follow me at the MariJayne Maven and also at Minaj with the MariJayne Maven. I did. Good job. I got it. And also, ooh, this has popped up. Adele, that was a good album. 21.
No.
What?
That was like,
What is wrong? Oh my God.
all you need is like,
What's wrong with your
pull
heart?
the curtains, eat some ice cream, play Adele, cry. Where's my boyfriend? Why does he act like this? It's like the starter kit. Can't take it.
Oh my gosh, Adele's dope.
No, I do like Adele, but the whole album is it's just too much. I mean, look at the album cover. It lets you know what's coming.
Did you like Evanescence?
Wake me up. I was listening to that this morning.
Love it. She was sad too. I mean, gosh.
Yeah,
But oh my gosh, her voice is crazy. Okay,
All
okay,
right,
we're gonna stop.
out of here.
Okay, so yes, so
You're subscribing.
oh, I was going back to that. I remember. So yes, so our YouTube, please go follow, like, subscribe, comment. Actually, go do that on all of the platforms that we are on: Spotify, iTunes, Stitcher. You know,
Check
get
us
it,
out.
get your friends' copy that they downloaded on their YouTube. I don't know. Just watch it. Hit us up. We appreciate you all. Hope you enjoyed this very kind of chill episode where you really kind of got to watch us be high and chit chat
just
for an hour. So
we've got guests coming on.
we do. We have some good guests coming on, guys. It's gonna be litty lit. All right, you guys have a great evening. We will see ya.
See ya.